Hello everyone. This is going to be the first video of the home build officially, I guess. So here goes nothing. I thought I'd give you a brief history of the whole property in itself and real brief, and then take you over to the house site and show you what we've done so far in 2 days work this week. Next week we'll put in 3 or 4 days. And we got concrete coming in about a week or two, I think. We found out they're limiting some concrete, so we had to get on a list, and it could be anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks, I guess. So we should meet that, and then we'll be on our own timeline. So it's a little sketchy right now because we've never done ICF blocks, which we're doing for our foundation. And there is a learning curve with everything new for the first time, even if you've watched a ton of videos. Once you start doing it, there's just a lot of questions that come up and stuff. So luckily, the guy who sold us the ICF blocks came up here and gave us a lot of pointers, showed us, and it's good to ask questions, get to know people in the valley here, because they can be helpful. They use this stuff all the time here, so he gave us some pointers and stuff that we didn't have to do that I saw in videos that they do. So we're gonna go with that. So let me give you a quick show of the property, and I'll take you over to the home site and show you what we've done so far in this first week. So in August of 2018, we bought the 10 acres of property. 2019, we had them start digging our well, drilling our well. We had a septic tank put in 2020, summer of 2020. Right over there where those green pipes, aqua pipes are sticking up, and then the leach field is beyond that. Our first actual use of the septic, we trenched out to our RV, made an RV pad for our RV so we could work on this property full time and be here all the time. And we first had to put in septic, then the guy who did our well tied water in so that we can use and fill the RV with water, and electricity was put in also in summer of 2020. And last year, and then also in 2019 we had the barn put up, and that's a 48 by 56 foot barn. It's called a monitor style, taller in the middle, and then 2 sheds coming off the sides, making all for about 2,500 square feet. So it's enough to fit the RV in that middle door if we ever had to, or we want to store it somewhere down the road. Also, we put our driveway in 2020, and a gravel driveway, same year as we put the barn in, and that goes out to that road. Down near that electric pole is a farm road that takes you go left, and up at that next electrical pole is the main road. So that is a dirt road, farm road. It's not bad at all, and eventually it'll be paved, we've been told by the town. As the valley grows, it'll eventually be paved. So that's where we're at on that. And then we picked, I think it was our first year in 2018, our home site, which is up here, and we got a little bit more height up here, and it's going to be a 20 by 40 square foot, or 20 by 40 foot footprint, 800 square feet. And we excavated the land last year, put the footings in, and then this year now we're starting with our crawl space walls, which are ICF blocks, and that's insulated concrete forms is what they're called. rebar sticking out. There's also rebar running horizontally in each row of blocks. That's 2 rows that you're staring at up front. We got back in that far corner, we're going to go a 3rd row, and then where it steps down because the land is at an incline, we'll put 2 more rows up front here. So, and that space right there, that opening in the middle, is going to be a doorway, just a little door, probably 60 inches high, 3 feet wide, and that'll be able to get into the crawl space. And we'll have probably a false floor in the pantry that'll allow us to get in. So that's where we're at right now, and to be continued, as they say. Okay, Monday afternoon. It is about 4 o'clock. A little bit of a learning curve, and had to run and rent a tool to drill that rebar into our concrete. My hammer drill just isn't heavy duty enough. You need a nice big one. And so those rebars sticking up, we put the blocks over them, and then when it gets filled with concrete, it'll all solidify and harden as one unit. And those go into the footing, and it ties the walls to the footing then. So, like I said, a little bit of a learning curve. We've got 1 layer. Once these are in, this whole first layer, and it's squared, we'll do all 3. There's 3 more layers that got to go on here, and those will go up probably in like a morning or something. Once you got everything squared and where you need it, it goes pretty quick. But it's all about laying it out and making sure everything's level right now. So that's where we're at. All right, we're on day 2. Got our first layer just set. They're not we're like in set for good, but we just wanted to set them up, see where we're at, and then we're going to square them, and then we'll start setting the second layers. And there's Shannon clearing out a little bit of the dirt and some of rough spots on the concrete footing. We have to chisel out and just fine tune it so the block lays flat down there, and that's what Shannon's doing. Plus, with all the rain, we had a lot of mud on these concrete footings. But that's where we're at, beginning of day 2. All right, everyone, just cleaning up on day 2. A little bit more of a learning curve, but we're getting there. So as you can see, we got a couple 3 layers, and starting to come together on the right hand side there. We haven't, on the left hand wall here, you'll see it's kind of we haven't leveled that and everything, so that's that in the front part of the house here that is front to this camera still has to be leveled out, that corner. But I would say we're well into 60% is level and just adding blocks to it, but we're running out of daylight, so it's almost 7 o'clock here. So we're gonna quit for day 2, and then the rest of the week we work, so we'll get back probably early next week sometime. See ya. Okay, so there you have it, our first week wrap, and got about half of the crawl space walls up, but we got about 10 to 14 days, like I said, before concrete, so we should have more than enough time to get that done. As you can see, I'm in the barn. That's the structure from the inside, and I got 2x6s there behind me on the floor. The green stack of wood is actually OSB, and that's probably our roofing. We got 3 different pallets of OSB, one for the sheathing, one for the floor, and one for the roof. So, all right, so next week, hopefully you'll see a lot more progress, and as we get closer to our goal, we'll be really excited. So thanks for watching our video.